What's up, y'all? It's Fish Bro here, aka the Sicilian Hooker. I'm out here on this lovely day on my little pond that I got. My house is actually kitty corner to it, but it's a nice little spot, nice little spawn spot right here. There's an inlet here, inlet all the way down there, and then it's just kind of wide open. It's a dock, gazebo, so there is some structure in here. And then there's also brush piles, lay down, stuff like that myself and others have thrown in here. Give the bluegill kind of like a safe haven and kind of keep them to keep spawning. Because we've got a lot of little bass in here, and I can't really dictate that. Like the 1-2 pounders get feisty, so it takes food away from all like the bigger fish, because there are 5-6 pounders in this water. But it takes away from them when you got these courageous little 1-2 pounders. I mean, I throw a whopper plopper in here or topwater frog. I mean, I might get one decent 3-4 pound, 5 pound bass when I come out here, like if I'm fishing for 3 hours, 4 hours. But majority of the time, it's like I get like 20-25 of these like little 1-2 pounders, literally like 25 in like an hour. It's fun, but it's like it's not the fish I'm really trying to target and zero in on. But on these colder days, it's been like a weird kind of temperature pattern in the Midwest out here. I'm in Illinois. I'm located like about 45 minutes right outside Chicago. It's been like a really weird winter pattern, temperature pattern type deal out here. Like today it's like 45, sunny, light breeze, kind of a heavier wind actually kind of rolling in every once in a while. But like yesterday it was 40 degrees, same deal, sunny. I was catching fish out here, just really weird. I mean, you still got to fish as if it was like cold water fishing, but it's just strange for this time of the year and the month and how the weather's been. Tomorrow it's going to drop down to the 30s, and then just you'll probably see my water freeze the next 2 days because it's going to drop down really low at night, and then it's going to get like another 2-3 day I think of like 40 degrees again. But anyways, I'm going to fish cold water, and that's really why I'm talking on here. For cold water, I got a few different setups. I usually don't roll with 3 setups, but today I did just because I wanted to try out something new. So I got my Excelsior Dawa 3000C reel with me. It's a spinning reel. It is a 5:2 gear ratio, and on here I got kind of like this. It's like a shaky head, almost like a mushroom head jig, but it's got a finesse worm on here, and I like this finesse worm because it's kind of like got this little air bubble on the end of it. And I was talking to a gentleman yesterday about that finesse worm, and I was just thinking to myself, I haven't really fished it in a while. And I remember like 2-3 years ago, I was fishing all the time in the cold weather, and I was like just banging fish out. So I brought it out today to try it out. My next setup I got is a 6:1 gear ratio bait caster reel, and I got on there just a swinging jig head. It's got a football jig, and let me get it off here. You see it's got different actions. So this is the football head there, and it kind of floats around there, but I like it because it kind of goes like all different directions, and that's the way it looks like in the water. So I want to take these out because I'm new to these and I've heard good things. So I want to take these out. You're going to see me fishing with a lot of blue, darker colors right now. I know what hits in here because the last couple days and the last couple weeks I've been fishing different colors. Some I don't hit anything, and others it's like I just nail them. So black and blue has really been the color for this winter. And I like to change up my craws a little bit. Like I'll cut, the little appendages and like 2 there, so get a little more action out of them. Because you are working these things slow. I mean, I work these things slow. I mean, it's rare that I'm really throwing. I brought a 7.3 setup over here in my Dawa, but it's rare I'm throwing that. And it's funny that I say it's rare because yesterday I caught like a nice fish on it. But and that one I got my Tokyo rig that you guys know I use a lot during this cold weather. I really like that Tokyo rig. So today, where it's going to be sunny, there's not a lot of rock piles, so to speak, in this water. This is a man-made little pond. So I know I talked to an old timer when they made this pond. It's just one big deep hole. There's not a lot of really like steep drop-offs to it. It's just one big deep hole. So what I like to do is I like to take advantage of these inlets here. You see I got like this inlet, and what I like to take advantage of is just this little entrance to it. It dips down on both sides, and that's what I pretty much fish, is like the decline on both the sides. And this spot right here, along with that one all the way across the lake, where there's also another inlet, that's what I fish, and that's where I've been hitting a lot of fish on, is just those little declines and fishing those and kind of just coming up on the bottom. I will fish like a suspending type of bait, like, because there are fish that are going to suspend. They're going to feed off that decline, because I know there's some rocks down there and everything, so they will feed off over there. So I've caught a couple on like a chartreuse white chatterbait. I hit some on that, but I think that was kind of a fluke. They just love this blue-black, bait deal, and I fish soft plastics. I rarely fish hard plastics in cold water, or hard baits in cold water. I know a lot of guys go to the jerk baits, the crank baits, and that's great. I try to fish them. I just don't have luck on them. I've worked them how they're supposed to be worked. I just don't have luck on them. I fish what I know. I fish what I get fish on, and that's the soft plastics for me. So I fish a lot of these crawdads, stuff like that. Blue-black, like I said, right now, today I'm going to mess around with a little, like a dark, like black. I got some craws that are black with red flake. I'll try those out. But I know that's what these fish are feeding on, because their mouths, when you bring them up, their crush plates, their lips, I mean, they're just beet red. So, I mean, I know they're fishing on crawdads. So that's what I'm going to fish out here today, is mainly these baits that are going to ride the bottom, because these fish are either going to be on the bottom with their belly in the silt, or they're going to be kind of suspended, feeding off the other bait fish that are swimming around the declines and the rocks right now. So I'm going to fish that. This also right here along this bank, there's a lot of veg that is still actually, it didn't die off yet. So I'm going to fish like it runs like 5-6 feet from off the bank, and I'm going to try to cast in front of it and kind of fish along there and drag it in front of that veg and see how I do. Really slow retrieve, really slow. I gotta tell people, you think you're fishing slow, you could probably fish a lot slower. And I even tell myself that when I'm fishing every once in a while. I'm like, I know I'm fishing slow, I could probably go a lot slower. And I will, I'll slow it down, and boom, as soon as I slow it down, I get hits. So that's the key right there. And also, I talk a lot about this Tokyo rig, and it's funny because I was getting a lot of hits on it, but my hookup ratio was terrible. It was getting like really bad, and I was getting really annoyed with it. So I actually watched this video on this guy talking about the swimming or the swinging jig head, and what he did is he took that offset hook and he adjusted a little bit. So what I did with this guy is I took this hook, and it's kind of pointed like down a little bit. I just took it and I bent it up a little bit, and so now when the fish hits it, when it kind of comes off it, that hook is more up, so it's actually penetrating the lip a lot better. I'm getting a lot more hookups with it by just that little difference, just that little tweak in the hook. I just bent this part up a little bit, and the hookup ratio is pretty good. And also the bait kind of falls down around the bend here, because I'll have it riding pretty high when I throw it out there, but as soon as something hits it, like on the bottom, it just falls down that shaft. And yeah, I mean, it just exposes that hook, and I think that's just been really working out really well with the hookup ratio. So that's the little tweak I got. You could probably try it with like Texas rig too if you're doing a Senko worm. I mean, I reckon it wouldn't hurt. So, but that's my 2 cents. It's a beautiful day out here. I'm going to keep fishing. I'm happy that I got to record this because I haven't had a lot of time. So you guys enjoy the upcoming weekend, and yeah, keep fishing. So over and out from Bank Robbers, Sicilian Hooker. Later.